What's going on, guys? My name is Rumble Skrash. In today's video we're gonna be talking about the brand new units of Fire Rumble in JP version of the game. But now that we know that there is gonna be a merger, so probably we're gonna be getting these around December or something like this. But yeah, so this is the second SugoFest exclusive restricted to PvP, so it's the second PvP legend, and it's a brand new legend Kizaru. So it's a very similar unit than legend NL. B2NL because it's a PvP legend and it's a Dex unit. Now, this is a very important thing because it seems like every time they release a PvP legend, it's gonna be a meta shift or a counter to the meta team that there is. When NL came, it was a counter to the slasher team, which was dominating and beating everything. And now in JP, the quick team is kind of doing the same that the slashers were doing because I don't know, they released like a lot of quick units that were kind of broken in when you put them together. So now they have realized that they had to release a counter to the quick team, and it's actually Kizaru. Now, I'm gonna be talking about it after, but the Kizaru is not releasing alone. It's Kizaru together with the PP limited rare recruit Moria, a brand new unit, and it's actually very similar because NL released with PP limited rare recruit Rebecca Toysolier, and both of them are focused on countering a particular team, and in this particular case, it's the quick team. Now I'm gonna be comparing these four units after. But one thing I want to say is a lot of people say, oh yes, it's just a counter to the quick team, and this is not fun if they keep doing it like this because they just release a straight up counter and everything like that. But I gotta say, it's a little bit different than the time that NL came and destroyed the slashers. Because in this particular case, we have like the color meta. So if you think about it, I have seen a lot of footage of Legend Kit being used inside Strength Team, and the Strength Team, well, also because there's units like Kaku that massively debuff decks and everything like that. So the Strength Team debuffs and destroys the Dex Team. So this is actually a very important thing to keep in mind. Also, the Legend Toki debuffs the defense of Dex units. So Strength Team destroys Dex, which is in the normal game the color that strength is strong against. And then if you think about it, the color that Dex is strong against in the normal game is quick. So with these units, kind of the triangle of the three colors, strength, Dex, and quick, is getting balanced. So strength beats Dex, Dex beats quick, and quick destroys strength because units like Akainu, well, versus Akainu, Shiryu, and everything like that just destroy quick, and also destroy strength, and also just because quick is very very strong and was already beating strength, so there's doesn't need to be any change there. So if you think about it, it's like a balancing factor, this Kizaru, and not just with Legend NL that it's like, oh, let's just destroy the meta team and that's it. In this case, it's kind of a balancing factor because with Kizaru, I think Dex loses still to strength and wins against quick. So that's actually a really really cool thing. The only problem with this meta is that then you have the two colors which are int and psi, and the interesting thing is that int and psi massively debuff themselves. Like they debuff each other, but the problem is that they debuff and buff each other at the same time so much that the match is just never finished. So a lot of the times these matches are ending in time up, and everything like that. So it's actually interesting because the way to beat int, depending and not all the time, but the way to beat int it's with quick. But the side team is actually getting to do a lot of stuff against the quick team. So in a way, the quick team is still the most powerful team because it beats, in theory, it beats int and psi in theory, but it kind of struggles a lot actually. But in theory, I think it should be able to get the win the majority of times, and it wins against strength and loses against dex. But the other teams, the strength, actually it's very interesting because strength destroys dex and strength destroys psi for what I have seen. And actually I think loses against int, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure about that last one. So I do think it's very interesting because now maybe going for a quick team is not the most optimal option, because now you're just getting a win against one color, which is strength, and then getting very, very close. The matches are really close with int and psi. But with the strength team and kit and everything, I'm not sure against int, but I do think that it destroys Psi and it destroys Dex, so that's already two colors that you are able to beat. But without further ado, let's actually talk about the units, not about the meta and everything. I'm gonna probably do a video talking about it in the future, but in this video we're gonna be talking about the meta, and you're gonna be understanding why I think Kizaru destroys quick so much, and also Legend Moria. So let's start. So here is the normal information, and we're gonna be talking about the PvP abilities. So the passive will be level 5 speed to dex and defense up level 5. So that's very, very similar to Enel, and you're gonna be seeing that this unit is actually like a straight out copy paste of NL and just changing the word slasher for quick, because I don't know, I understand why they did it like this, but it's also defense up level 5 for the whole match for Dex, and speed up level 5, same as NL with Psi, but then instead of giving special city down to slasher to quick enemies, it's speed down, so it's a little bit different than NL with slashers, but I guess it would be too broken if it were special city down. And then the special is 1000 fixed damage in a large range, so that's a very good range. It's a low fixed damage, but as you can see, the same cooldown as Enel, it's 17 seconds. So yeah, it's nice. It's not gonna be the game changer, the 1000 fixed damage, but it's actually really nice. And then he will buff the defense by level 3 like Enel does, and level 5 attack. So Enel buffs further the speed, and Kizaru buffs the attack. So it's actually really good that he buffs the attack, because you're gonna be seeing with Moria what you can do. But the defense is it's very similar to Enel. You get a total of defense of level 8, which is really, really nice, because Dex was struggling with getting a lot of early defense. They can get a lot of late game defense, but early that was the problem, so this unit kind of fixes that, so that's amazingly good. The fixed damage is okay, I mean, it's an addition, and then the attack up, it can be really nice with the PvP limited rare recruit Moria. So as you can see, in terms of stats, they are not bad. The defense is okay, not really high but not too low, and the speed stat is actually kind of good. So we're gonna be talking now about the PvP limited rare recruit Moria, which you can see here. So he will actually have a cooldown of 25 seconds, but his passive is actually level 5 attack up and level 2 defense up to dex, so that's really, really good, and you're gonna be seeing why the attack up is also really good. And from the start of the battle, he will buff the attack up level 5 to himself, so that's also really good, because if you check his special, that's the most broken part, it's gonna be level 3 defense down in a large range, so that's a large radial range, so that's a very, very good range for 20 seconds. Level 5 defense down to quick enemies, so if you add that up, it's a level 8 defense down to quick enemies in a large range. And then after that defense down, 1.5 attack in damage to a sideways medium range, so the range of the damage is not that good, but actually the massive debuff is in a very, very good range, so he will buff his own attack. He himself will just have level 10 attack up, which is really good. If you combine it with Kizaru, it's gonna be with the special of Kizaru, is gonna be level 15 attack up just with these two units. And you guys know how good it is to deal damage after the defense down. So the problem with Rebecca Toy Soldier, it was that Rebecca Toy Soldier was dealing the two times attack first and then doing the debuff of the defense, so you had to rely on another unit to make use of that defense down. But now you have this Moria that just makes use of his own massive defense down to quick just with his own special, so amazingly good. And this will probably just destroy quick, because if you combine it with units like, I don't know, Legend Kit, PvP Barto, like PvP free-to-play unit Bartolomeo, even PvP Cavendish, units like that that deal multiplier damage, even Treasure Map Komurasaki, I don't know, like all these units will be able to benefit from that massive defense down, and that is actually crazy. Like they will just destroy the quick units, because just think about it, the meta quick team is probably like Akainu, Kaido, Luffy, Magellan, and Shiryu probably. So they only have defense up level 6. You get one activation of Moria that's already on a negative defense down level 2. So this is actually amazing. Any special of Kid will just destroy them. I'm sure there's other variations where they're not using the full attack variation and that they have more defense and it's gonna be a little bit more slow and everything. Maybe with all that quick team they manage to get a lot of damage to your units and everything, so maybe some of your units are dying, so that could be the problem. But I do think that the Dex team should already be destroying quick, just because of this fact. It just they don't have that much defense, and if you inflict them with defense down level 8, it's just over, in my opinion. And it's also 25-second cooldown. If you add a little bit of special city up with some cheeky variation, I'm sure there's very, very cool things that can happen. So yeah, I do think that this unit, Moria, is a little bit broken because of that fact that he inflicts first the defense down and then the damage. I think that should not have been so broken, in my opinion. But still, like, it's really, really good. So these two units will just destroy the quick team, in my opinion. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see which variation of the deck team is the most optimal one. I'm assuming probably with super type Law, and then also with Legend Kit, as I was saying, because of the damage. So my first initial thoughts were, for example, using Moria and Kizaru, then super type Law, who also gives multiplier damage with a special, then Legend Kit, and then I don't know, but probably it could be good, I think, to use PvP free-to-play Bartolomeo, because he also gives damage with a special. But maybe it's better to use other units that can give you more defense. Maybe you don't have enough defense. You would have, with that team, you would have actually defense up level 5 from Kizaru, 2 from Moria, that's 7, plus 4 from Kit and Bartolomeo, that's actually 11. And then you would have and then after the first 30 seconds you would have extra defense up level 5. So maybe it's better not to use super type Law and use another unit that gives you early defense, so that your units can tank easier the damage from the quick team if they get to activate first. Or maybe instead of super type Law, you want to use a unit that can provide you with some special city up. I don't know. I think it could be interesting, but with a configuration like that, it should be really, really cool to see how it goes. Maybe with Legend Queen also. So yeah. But that's gonna be it. So that's gonna be for the deck sim. I'm gonna be probably making a video talking about the meta in JP, the 5-color meta, that thing that I was saying about the triangle of the 3 colors, so strength, dex, and quick, and how it has balanced itself out. But I do need the information on how these 3 colors relate with the 2 colors that balance each other, which are Psi and Int. I already know that Psi versus Int, it's very tied up match, and a lot of the time just goes to 0, because they heal, they deal damage, they heal, the other units heal, they debuff themselves, like, it's never ending. So but I do have to investigate a little bit on how does the strength team performs against Psi and Int, and also how the dex team performs now with Kizaru and Moria against those other teams, and also take a little bit more look into how really, really strong quick meta performs against now the new in teams, even with Legend Reiju and stuff like that, and the side teams, because I have seen, the most I have seen is actually the quick team versus the side team. I have seen it's very tight. I have seen things with a Straw Hat crew that actually are really, really cool, and actually I think that the side can actually hold quick down a lot, and it can go to a very, very close match. But I have to investigate and take a look into a lot of content like that, because with me not having those units, because they are not in the global, and my JP account, my units are not completely fully maxed stats, so it's not really that representative. I do have to explore a little bit more. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the Kizaru and Moria. I'm sorry that this information and this video analysis is coming so late because we have had this information for a week, but I'm doing what I can. I do not have a lot of time to record these videos and everything, and also it was championship, so I wanted to record other videos during championship. But yeah, so let me know in the comment section down below, and also let me know if you're gonna be pulling when they come in global and everything, and how are you gonna structure your plan on what teams to get for the future meta. So but yeah, so as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.